Hi, I'm Suga Pop. I got involved with Yell Nation because Mr. J. Keys asked me to. He reached out, was telling me about his platform and what he was trying to do, and it really seemed very interesting to me. So I got on, and I really love the topics that we've discussed. It's actually helped me work through some things. But also, we have a great group. We agree to disagree sometimes. We actually agree sometimes. I know it might not seem like it, but we do. And when we don't, it's definitely done with respect to each other and each other's experience. So, it's like a family, and I really love that.
A lot of this childhood trauma is encapsulated in us being able to learn how to forgive.
Mm-hmm.
One of the biggest lessons that I learned about certain situations, and I won't go right now, but I'll let everybody else share. But it's just to understand that your parents couldn't give you what they didn't have.
Mm-hmm.
And if they didn't have it to give, then how can we hold them to that?
Forgiveness is hard. I will say that, especially because, like, for me, my childhood trauma some of my childhood trauma is from my parents, and not because they couldn't give me, a better life or anything like that, because, I had a pretty decent upbringing. But there is still some things that, like my mom is very much, I grew up in a household where, like, my parents were not affectionate to me at all. My parents never really were the type that was like, oh, I love you. My parents didn't hug me. My parents were not affectionate to me at all. It was something that I had to remind my parents to do. So, I'd have to remind them, like, hey, no one has said they loved me in 2 weeks. No one has hugged me in a month. Like, I didn't have that. So that's very, very challenging. I have found that now that I am older, that some of the things that I just naturally do are my, I guess, responses to, like, childhood trauma. So, where most people were, especially girls, when you're younger, you're able to, have those moments when you can come apart and you can cry and you can have a bad day and do all of that. My mother never allowed that. If you were crying, if you were sad or whatever, she would absolutely just let you know that you're being melodramatic and you need to get it together. As I became an adult, she'd say, you have 24 hours to be sad, but in that 24 hours, you need to have a plan by the time it's over. So there was really no opportunity. So for instance, like Jay, I've had a lot going on in these last 6 months, and it's been a lot on me. And so, of course, like, when I'm talking to my sister's like, man, I would have come apart a long time ago. And I'm like, well, we were brought up differently, because we have different moms. And so I'm like, we were brought up differently. Like, I don't get the opportunity to cry or be sad or to really feel it. I got to make a plan. I got to put a plan in action. I got to get a plan, put it in action, and be ready to go. At the same time, my mom was also my biggest bully. I never had to worry about, the kids at school bullying me, which, I mean, I got that, of course, just because I feel like everybody did. Everybody got bullied when we were younger. It wasn't called being bullied, though. I mean, it was just shit. You just went to school and, sometimes you had a bad day and sometimes you didn't. You never know. But my mom was always very much a bully to me in my house. So So my childhood trauma really comes from, my mom more than anything. And I will say that, that forgiveness is the hardest thing for me. And now, of course, because she's older and she's like, oh, well, all that was in the past. Now she's like, oh, well, she wants to call me all day, every day. And she's like, oh, well, we should talk all the time and blah, blah, blah. And you should consider moving with me. And I'm like, no, lady, I want nothing to do with you right now.
Can you foresee yourself at some point in time coming to the point of being able to address and forgive her? And also, are you prepared for the reality that you may never get the closure that you're potentially looking for when it comes to that situation?
So I'm very much not looking for closure. I am for me, I don't expect her to ever come to me and be like, oh, I'm so sorry for, this, or I'm so sorry for that. I have no expectation of that. I am at a place in my life where not only do I not need it, but I don't want it.